rebuttal testimony, that is testimony that would help Donald Trump's case here.
So
they're coming in today. So there's more of this being heard. This Tuesday deadline is something that the former president sprung on everyone, and it may just be a power move. You know, now it does put the DA sort of back on his heels, so that if there is no announcement tomorrow, well, then this whole thing may look like a big nothing burger.
So the governor of Florida just said something about this because there's been pressure on him to say something about this. So I have a quote here from him. I don't know what goes into paying hush money to a porn star to secure silence over some type of alleged affair, but Alvin Bragg is a Soros-backed DA who is going after Trump for political reasons. He was pressured. A lot of people are being pressured to say something about this.
All right, and you know, again, this really is about this bookkeeping more than it is about a hush money payment. What we see likely his top rival in a Republican presidential primary, even though he has yet to announce. Yes, you're going to get, DeSantis is going to have to comment on things like this. And Donald Trump has been sort of taking some pot shots at DeSantis, and just listening to that breaking news there, it doesn't sound like DeSantis is taking the bait, really. He's focused his attention to the DA Bragg for bringing this case. Speaker McCarthy did the same thing yesterday, again, focusing on the DA for bringing the charge, not the charge or the accusation.
Rory, many thanks. We really appreciate the update. That's NBC News Radio National Correspondent Rory O'Neill. Out to the roads we go to check in with Roy and see how it's rolling. And it's sponsored by Blankster.com. Things are starting to slow up just a little bit out there as we take a look at drive times from Roseville to the split out westbound 80. Just some minor delays, 11 minutes as you're making your way through that stretch. Most of it between, looks like Greenback Lane and Madison Avenue. Then westbound Cap City Freeway from the split to downtown, 12 minutes with that stop-and-go traffic beginning right at the split to just past Watt Avenue. After that, looks good. It's making your way down towards the American River. Northbound 5, making your way up from Elk Grove, a 13-minute drive. Also starting to slow down on northbound 99 with brake lights between Mac Road up towards Fruit Ridge Road. And you're looking at a 17-minute drive, northbound 99 Elk Grove to downtown. Westbound 50 from Folsom to the downtown area. Right now we're looking at a 21-minute drive. Woodland, southbound 5. As you're making your way into Sacramento, 21 minutes and 16 minutes across the Yellow Causeway and eastbound 80 to downtown. If you're like many people, you may think custom blinds is a job for expensive professionals. Well, at Blindster, if you have a tape measure and a screwdriver, you can install new blinds and save big. Plus, Blindster.com. Traffic on the 10s every 10 minutes, mornings and afternoons. Roy Lamella, KBK News Radio, 93.1 FM, 1530 AM.
Quality start for the day. We'll give one 59 to 63. Challenge late tonight, low 44 to 48. First official day of spring tomorrow with rain, high 55 to 59. Similar temperatures and more rain Wednesday. I'm AccuWeather's Jeff Nordine on KFBK, Sacramento News Radio. Currently 23 degrees in Truckee, 47 degrees in Stockton.
Let's get over to Kelly Rose at Cap Trust and check in. Kelly, I was reading in Fortune magazine about Michael Jordan selling possibly his majority stake in the Charlotte Hornets. He paid $275 million for that in 2010, and they're saying he could walk away with $1.5 billion.
I love the fact you're reading Fortune. I find that very interesting. I'm not sure why Michael Jordan would want out of the ownership game, and I'm almost positive the NBA would not want him out of the ownership game. Not only is he the greatest player to ever play, but obviously they would love to have more minority representation in the ownership ranks. So I'm not sure what's driving him wanting to get out, but look at the Kings. They're having a great year this year, no doubt about it. But up till this year, operationally, things were not great in a basketball sense. But that didn't matter because a rising tide raises all boats, and no matter what you think of Vivek and his management of the Kings, that team is worth probably 6 times what he paid for it was at 2013 or 14. But anyway, going back 7-8 years. So 6 times. He bought it for, $500 million. It's probably worth $3 billion now, with the Sun selling for $4 billion earlier this year. So, I'm not sure what I want to hear from Michael Jordan about what he's thinking. Hey, I mentioned last time, the new CEO at Starbucks has taken over. Laxman Narasimhan. If I don't know if I'm saying that right or not, but don't look now. But there are 60 Indian American CEOs of Fortune 500 companies, including the CEOs of YouTube, Google, Microsoft, IBM, Adobe, Starbucks, FedEx, PepsiCo. So Indian Americans have really come on as a force in the business community. Also, of course, we have the shotgun wedding. UBS buying Credit Suisse over the weekend. First Republic under pressure in Northern California this morning. And just announced, Amazon laying off an additional 9,000 workers in addition to the 18,000 they had already announced. So the Fed has a lot to think about when they begin their meeting tomorrow and announce their decision on rates on Wednesday. Here are the real-time numbers. Dow's 308, 32,170. Remember, even with all the turbulence of last week, the S&P 500 was positive for the week. NASDAQ is up 5 points this morning. S&P up about 24, or about 2/3 of 1%. Gold flat. Oil down 1%. 10-year bond yield 3.44.
Kelly, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Today's date is March 20th. It's time for a little What Year, What Happened, and we start in the year 1930. American fast food restaurant KFC, used to be Kentucky Fried Chicken, founded by Colonel Harlan Sanders. 1930.
Delicious, but I don't eat it.
Delicious, but you don't eat it.
No.
You've just been told.
1973, Pittsburgh Pirates right fielder Roberto Clemente elected to Baseball's Hall of Fame just 11 weeks after his death in a plane crash.
He was a great player and a humanitarian, we might add. And in 1982...
How can you not love John Jett? She's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, still touring.
Back in the day. Let's see, coming up here in our next half hour, we're going to have our featured audio clip at 8:05 from a Republican senator, and it escapes me exactly what he's talking about.
Okay.
I don't think he's talking about our president.
Okay. About Biden?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's the Trump Sunday Morning Talk Shows. We do it every Monday morning. We do the Monday morning wrap of the Sunday Morning Talk
I know, I love that. Get you all caught up on what people have been talking about all weekend. And then we're going to hear at 8:15 from a legislator that has created a bill that would require schools to tell parents if their kids identify as something other than their voting sex.
Building a better Sacramento, KFBK News Radio, 93.1 FM, 1530 AM, and iHeartRadio station.
Download the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. It's been 8 years for me since going solar with Aztec Solar. Kitty O'Neill here. Knowing how much I save was very important, and if you'd like a fast, easy way to calculate your solar savings, visit yourpowersavings.com. That's yourpowersavings.com. And here's a timely offer. Aztec is offering a solar panel system for just $99.95. Cash discount after incentives, conditions apply. And remember to see your solar savings at yourpowersavings.com.
Do you have over $10,000 in credit card debt? The stress from excessive credit card debt can ruin your life. Collection calls, sleepless nights. If you're feeling the financial impact with unprecedented economic challenges, DebtBlue is here for you. DebtBlue uses secret programs that most credit card companies won't tell you about. They'll help you consolidate or settle your debts for a fraction of what you owe. With DebtBlue's Success Guarantee, you pay nothing unless your debt is reduced or completely resolved. There's no risk. The more you owe, the more DebtBlue can save you. See how easy it is to get started with free information. Let DebtBlue show you how 10 minutes could save you thousands. Call now, 800-211-5779. That's 800-211-5779.
I'm just living sky high right now. I'm very thankful for it, and the team at DebtBlue are phenomenal. They're able to work with you. They're great.
Call for your free debt resolution information now. 800-211-5779. That's 800-211-5779.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I told you about how your nose is the body's air filter. That Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs. And that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Tara. Quote, my doctor wanted me to do saline rinses for my allergies, but I've never been able to successfully use the neti pot. Navage uses suction power, so it's foolproof. There are nights when I'll have particularly bothersome allergies. I'll bust it out, and the results are immediate. It's such a relief. It's become a lifesaver. Unquote. She's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
I have lots of options for my holiday shopping, but I prefer to shop at Rayleigh's and Bel Air. They're family-owned with deep local roots, and they're committed to giving back to the community. My donations to their nonprofit Food for Families stay local, so I know I'm helping feed families in my community. Rayleigh's and Bel Air also support local schools with give-back programs and community events, and they always carry plenty of locally sourced produce. Supporting my community is important to me, so I'm shopping at my neighborhood Rayleigh's and Bel Air.
Attention Medicare beneficiaries worried about COVID-19. COVID-19 tests are now covered by Medicare Part B. That's right, Achieve DX will ship you your rapid COVID-19 test at no cost straight to your home. These easy-to-use FDA EUA authorized tests will give you results in 15 minutes. Even if you have a Medicare Advantage plan, you can have these tests delivered to your home at no cost to you, and the shipping is free. For your free COVID-19 tests, call Achieve DX at 800-772-0028. That's 800-772-0028. Call now.
Clean and healthy water is essential for living your best life. It's Kitty O'Neill. LifeSource is the whole home water system that can change your life. LifeSource gives you filtered and delicious water from every tap, filtering out the bad stuff and keeping the good stuff for a healthier, happier you. No maintenance needed. New customers can get a free ActiPure antibacterial filter valued at $825 with qualifying purchase. Offer ends March 31st at 916-312-6430. LifeSourceWater.com. LifeSource. Taste and feel the difference. KFBK Sacramento. KFL. Times News. Traffic and weather.
KFBK, Sacramento's News Radio, 93.1 FM, 1530 AM.
Top of the hour, good morning, I'm Stan Shane.
Gossip, more turmoil in the banking system with more calls for an investigation of the SVB meltdown that started it all.
A new cap on insulin prices in California, the state trying to drive down the price for patients.
And more school districts are suing major social media companies claiming they're responsible for growing mental health crises. Get outside and check traffic now with Warren Miller.
Tropical traffic in West Sacramento, westbound 80. You'll start to see it just after Reed Avenue. It continues to just past West Capitol Avenue. But once you're on the Yellow Townsway, it's just a little crowded, nothing too major. To get to East Towns, then everything looks good. It's making way out towards Davis. Traffic on the 10s every 10 minutes, mornings and afternoons. Warren Miller, KFBK News Radio, 93.1 FM, 1530 AM.
A cloudy start to the day gives way to some sunshine this afternoon. Highs around 59 to 63. And then we're cloudy tonight with some showers very late overnight. Low 44 to 48. I'm AccuWeather's meteorologist Jeff Nordine on KFBK, Sacramento's News Radio.
Currently 41 degrees, Grass Valley, 47 degrees, Elk Grove.
This morning, Standard & Poor's has cut the First Republic Bank's credit rating from B+ to BB+ for the second time in a week. Last week, they lowered it to junk status. First Republic shares are down sharply this month after the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank.
This morning, Senate Banking Committee member Elizabeth Warren, Democrat Massachusetts, is calling for new investigations into what took down Silicon Valley Bank. ABC's Mike Dubusky has details.
Senator Warren telling ABC's This Week she wants to get a closer look at the Federal Reserve Bank of San Francisco, which was responsible for looking after SVB.
I'm calling for an independent investigation of the Fed and the whole regulatory system here. The Fed doesn't just get to do its own investigation.
Warren sent a letter to the Inspectors General of the Treasury Department, the FDIC, and the Fed about a week and a half after California regulators shuttered Silicon Valley Bank. Mike Dubusky, ABC News.
The Federal Reserve meets this week. The question is whether they will continue to raise interest rates in the face of a banking crisis. KFBK correspondent Aaron Real reports. The Federal Reserve will likely approve a 0.25 percentage point interest rate increase this week, according to the market pricing and many Wall Street experts. A rate increase would come just a week after other regulators rolled out an emergency lending facility in order to halt a crisis of confidence in the banking industry. This is following the failure of Signature and Silicon Valley Bank. An increase on Wednesday at the Federal Open Market Committee meeting would put the Fed's benchmark Fed funds rate between 4.75 and 5%. The biggest concern is that the Fed's move to curb inflation could take the economy into a recession. Aaron Real, NBC News Radio.
state of California is putting a cap on the price of insulin. ABC's Chuck Severson reports.
Insulin costs are capped under President Biden's recent inflation-cutting law for seniors on Medicare. Now, California announces a deal with a nonprofit generic drug maker to cap insulin costs for everybody.
We have soup to nuts delivery of the entire product, $30, no more, no less.
It's not socialism, says Governor Gavin Newsom. Instead, an effort to address the underlying costs by lowering the cost and providing a tax cost. The cost to the state, $50 million over a decade, says the governor. Chuck Severson, ABC News.
Major social media companies citing they're responsible for the growing mental health crisis. Here's ABC's Rhiannon Alley.
Google, which owns YouTube, responded, saying, we provide parents with the ability to set reminders, limit screen time, and block specific types of content. And Snap, which owns Snapchat, says it uses human moderation to review user-generated content before it can reach a large audience. And it said it works closely with leading mental health organizations. Critics of the lawsuit say it's up to parents to do a better job monitoring their kids' online behavior.
Time now is 8:05 and it's time for our featured audio clip this hour. And it's now come to light that Chinese companies that deposited money in Silicon Valley Bank will be getting their bank deposits back thanks to Americans who are bailing out Silicon Valley Bank. Senator Tom Cotton said that it was the policies and actions of President Biden's administration that led to the failure of that bank. And here's what he said on Sunday Morning Futures on Fox. It is our featured audio clip this hour in our Monday Morning Wrap-Up, the Sunday Morning Talk Show. The failure of Silicon Valley Bank, the stress put on our banking sector and the economy, really is Joe Biden's failures all the way down. It was Joe Biden's reckless spending that created runaway inflation, which led to higher interest rates, which put the squeeze on banks like Silicon Valley Bank. And it was Joe Biden's administration that didn't properly oversee and supervise a bank like Silicon Valley Bank 6 months ago or a year ago to ensure that they were doing proper risk management of the interest rate spread between their deposits on the one hand and their assets on the other hand. Or for that matter, who last week didn't arrange for a shotgun wedding merger with a larger bank, a more stable policy, probably because they're ideologically opposed to any kind of mergers. So what we got instead was the Biden bank bailout, which will in fact be going to Chinese companies because it's well known that Silicon Valley Bank was an access point for Chinese companies to get American money. So Cotton is saying, you can't print trillions and trillions of dollars, throw it into the economy and don't expect interest rates at some point to go up because there will be inflation, and that's what we have right now. And this is a tough position they find themselves in. Banks holding all of these bonds that are now underwater. So that's what happened at SVB. The folks from China who invested and put their money into SVB will be getting money back thanks to those of us here in America.
Right. Orange fees or whatever. We'll pass it along somehow.
And Pelosi did an interview with the Los Angeles Times. They're moving the story this morning. It's one of their headlines. Quote, I'm emancipated now. She is enjoying life after leadership. And in her interview with the LA Times, that she is, quote, liberated, free at last, and ready to go.
Well, I mean, you have to say whether you like Nancy Pelosi, whether you don't like Nancy Pelosi, she was probably among the most effective speakers of the House ever.
Have you seen pictures, video of her lately? She looks like a huge weight has been lifted off her
Oh, I'm
shoulders.
sure. Having to wrangle her party, which is like all over the place.
Pressure of being Speaker of the House has to be enormous.
Yes, I can only imagine, and through some of the most tumultuous times in our country. So yeah, I'm sure she's looking 10 years younger and feeling great.
Yes, this is vibe Trump with every fiber in her body. Oh, I know. That enough of the State of the Union speech.
Oh, that is going to go down in history as the classic Nancy Pelosi moment. Right. Interesting. There's a new political player here in California. Just led the Iraq War. She's looking at running for Congress here in California. She not only led the Iraq War, she was the 2017 Miss Universe contestant.
Okay. Southern California?
Yeah, Southern California. She's out of LA, and she's running as a Democrat. She said, I